13-year-old girl that was being, while someone would stand there and read the Bible to her. Some of them were saying, let's just grow our next victim. And he was doing it on a Florida Gator blanket. So many of them work in places with kids. We can't stand by and stand back. Like, we have to stand up and say, not only are we not doing our job as men, it's actually the opposite. Instead of being defenders and protectors of our families, we're hurting and abusing. We were in the office last week, and we're talking with someone that's amazing in this space, and we're going through a case to try to learn from this and do some more stuff. And the guy that has already been put away and convicted of his crime was abusing an 18-month-old, his 18-month-old, and his 9-month-old. And I was sitting there and just horror, right? But then we're looking at what he was doing it on, and he was doing it on a Florida Gator blanket. And I was thinking, man, this is probably someone that was rooting for the Gators. Probably someone that maybe is a fan or likes the Gators, likes when I played. But no, this, how personal this is. Maybe it's someone that's in the stadium watching us play, right? Like, this isn't far off or far across around the world, because we always think, and even sometimes members of Congress will say to us, but, we got to, worry about our backyard. No, we're talking about our backyard. This is our backyard. This is right here. Mm-hmm. Like, I could tell you so many stories of our backyard in Jacksonville or in Florida or around our country of, there's an operation last year that a task force, multidisciplinary task force came together in Jacksonville that were luring men that wanted to sleep with, I believe it was 8 and 13-year-olds, and lured them. And, 27 men showed up and got arrested because they had the goal of sleeping with an 8-year-old or a 13-year-old. And so many of them work in places with kids. One of them was a former professional athlete. A couple of them were tied to law enforcement or part of law enforcement. Like, this isn't just like over there. It's here. It's our backyard. And we have to stand up for these boys and girls. And we got to change laws, legislation. We got to build a bigger army. We got to be able to create awareness, know what families can do, protect your kids. Also, in the same time, when your kids go onto the internet, they have to know that they are getting lured, groomed, stalked by people with the intent to do evil. And people with a goal to do good have to work better. I was telling you earlier when we were downstairs when, there was a dark web site that was taken down. And before it was, one of the last messages that was sent out was a message you had thought would have been coming from a pulpit. Hey, I just want you all to know that I believe in you. Stay strong, stay vigilant, stay alert. We can get through this together. We can do this. And it was a place where so many men were joining it so that they could view the rape of boys and girls, be a part of this terrible evil. And yet they're working together many times better than people with the goal to do good. Why? Is because so many times we're more worried about the credit than we are about the mission. And what does the credit matter? Who cares about the credit? It doesn't matter. Like, we don't care. Anybody take it. We just want these kids to be out of harm's way.
Earlier, you had mentioned that you bring this subject up and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it because it reminds them of their kids or whatever other bullshit excuse they have. I think it's important to, for lack of a better term, put some of this on display for people to hear. And you had mentioned a specific satanic cult that, I'll let you finish it, has to do with the
story I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just of that was a story of a friend of ours that fights in this space maybe 3-4 weeks ago was telling us, and this is a story from Texas. And it was a 13-year-old girl that was being raped while someone would stand there and read the Bible to her. And then they would rotate and somebody else would come in, read the Bible while she would be going through this horrible evil. And part of the reason that it was believed that they were doing this is so that the worst moment of her life would be associated with God's word. And That's a lot of evil.
Yeah.
But when I know like what these type of conversations and stuff are sharing too, if you want to read something. It's okay to share those. Okay. I can. You want me to?
No matter where you're watching Sean Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.